It's the return of G.I. Joe, including 6-inch action figures. Plus news on the Ghostbusters front. Mezco Toys updates us with their Michael Keaton 112 Batman figure. NECA Toys reveals more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff, plus Bill and Ted. All that and more in today's news video, so let's jump in. Hey, you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here with another TNI News video. Now we've got a lot to get into today, but before I jump into the news, I just want to once again remind you guys that we have launched a new feature over on Toy News International, a TNI Newsletter, where we will be sending you the latest action figure headlines. Think of it as instead of you coming to the news, we're going to send the news to you. And with Toy Fair just on the horizon, it's next month, at the end of next month, you can count on there being a lot of news coming out that you're probably going to want to stay on top of. So really, social media feeds and stuff become more and more unreliable, and this is just an easy way to keep track of all the latest action figure news. So I have a link to where you can sign up for the newsletter in the video description below. All you got to do to sign up is basically just give the email, and if at any point you decide you don't want to receive the newsletter, you can unsubscribe by just hitting a button, and then you'll no longer get the newsletter. So again, just an easy way to have the news sent to you. Okay, so for today, believe it or not, I actually have quite a bit of news for you guys. It's hard to think that we're only 2 weeks into the new year, and it just seems like every day there's new breaking news on the action figure front, and today is no different. So the big news comes in regards to G.I. Joe. So it's been pretty much a given that G.I. Joe was going to be returning to shelves this year because of the movie, the new Snake Eyes movie, which went into production last week. It is slated for release at the end of October. And I've been hearing some rumblings about this for a couple weeks now, but it looks like Cat is out of the bag, and a list of new 6-inch Marvel Legend Black Series Lightning Collection style action figures have hit the net. Now these come via a e-tailer list, and I have actually reached out to a couple different sources to get as best a confirmation as I can for this. Until Hasbro officially confirms this, we will still treat it as rumor. But it does look very much like Hasbro is going to be launching finally a 6-inch collector-oriented G.I. Joe line. And while I'm less sure about the first wave, the rumor of the first wave includes Snake Eyes, which that's pretty much a given, Duke, Destro, Scarlet, and Roadblock. Now I have heard a few other lists that have been floating around. That's why I'm not quite as sure on this one. This is probably the most accurate listing for the first wave, but I had heard at one point Cobra Commander was going to be in the first wave, but I'm sure Cobra Commander will show up very soon. Now, as far as where these will be available, these should be available. I don't think these are going to be exclusive to anywhere. I know they should be available pretty much online that carries those types of action figures. As to whether Walmart and Target choose to carry these, that I don't know 100%. Again, I don't think they're supposed to be exclusive to anywhere, but we'll have to see if Walmart and Target decide to actually want to carry these. But again, it does look, in fact, like 6-inch G.I. Joe figures are coming. And Hasbro, if you want further proof that G.I. Joe is returning this year, Hasbro sent out information for their Toy Fair event, which is next month. You want to mark your calendars for February 22nd, which is a Saturday. That's when all the big Hasbro reveals will be made from Toy Fair. And G.I. Joe is one of the brands that they're teasing for products that they're going to be showing off. So, like I said, until Hasbro officially announces these, certainly, I always say keep it in the rumor side, but I feel pretty confident this is actually happening now. Now, what else can we expect for G.I. Joe? Well, that still remains a mystery. I do believe there's more G.I. Joe product coming. I really do hope that Hasbro will also be doing pretty nicely detailed 3 3/4 inch figures. Otherwise, my fear is if they really only came out with collector-oriented 6-inch figures and not the smaller scale, a lot of Joe fans are going to riot. Because let's face it, I mean, Joe is one of those lines that is more traditionally, because of the vehicles and everything, is a smaller scale line. There are a lot of people who have wanted for years to see 6-inch G.I. Joe, but there's also plenty of people out there who still want to get the regular 3 3/4 inch. Of course, G.I. Joe was originally a larger scale line back in the 60s and stuff, but most of us who are still into GI Joe grew up in the 80s with it, and that's when it, you know, shrunk down to the smaller scale. So I do hope Hasbro, and I feel like they will, but I don't have much more details on Joe other than the 6-inch line, and in fact it does seem like it's coming. Now, in other news for Hasbro, we also have gotten some indications for some new Ghostbuster products. So it was announced, you know, several months ago that they had I think maybe San Diego Comic-Con time, if I remember correctly, that they had grabbed the Ghostbusters license and was going to be doing product for Ghostbusters in 2020. And mainly because there is a new Ghostbusters movie coming and such. So there is a list that is floating around. Thanks to Phillips for giving me a heads up on this. So I've not had as much time to vet this list as like with the G.I. Joe stuff. I have reached out just to get a general idea that this seems to be pretty legit, and it does. But again, I'm less confident about this list just because I have not had as much time to actually vet it. But enough so I feel confident in it enough to go on and share it with you. Now, I don't know the original source of this list. I don't know where I mean, obviously it's some kind of e-tailer or retailer list that has surfaced, but I don't know where it first appeared. But you can see there's a lot of product coming. But the thing I probably want to bring your attention to are the ones that are listed as Plasma, I'm sorry. And those are likely going to be a 6-inch collector-oriented Ghostbuster line. Now, there's not a lot of familiar names on that list, but it looks like this may be based more on the new characters in the upcoming movie. These also could be code names and stuff, so I'm not entirely sure. Again, I have not had as much time to vet this. I would think they would mix in, I mean, obviously with the new movie, they're going to do product for the new movie, but I would also think from the collector standpoint, they would be mixing in stuff for the older movies as well, and maybe the cartoon and stuff. So, you know, again, I'm not entirely sure on these names, but it does appear that, like with the other Hasbro lines, we're going to be getting some type of 6-inch collector-oriented Ghostbuster line from them, along with stuff made more for the kids. Okay, and then the final bit of news I have from Hasbro is on the Star Wars front, and there have been rumors circulating for months that Hasbro is going to be doing some type of Empire Strikes Back Black Series anniversary line similar to what they did with Star Wars. And now, thanks to Toy Hideout, who apparently has gotten these figures in hand, we can see, in fact, Hasbro is doing a wave of Black Series figures for the Empire Strikes Back. These are on Kenner S card backs, not the standard Black Series packaging. The figures are all previously released figures. However, like the human characters, they now incorporate more, or at least like the Bespin Luke, the Han and Leia, you know, those are more recent, and I think those actually had incorporated the face scan technology. I'm not sure, but the Luke is definitely improved over the original Bespin Black Series Luke that we got. And then the other two figures besides Bespin Han and Hoth Leia are an AT-AT driver and another Yoda. So again, you know, it looks like these figures are actually out there, at least in a very limited way right now. Hasbro's yet to officially announce these figures, so I don't know if they're going to try and wait till Toy Fair, or with them actually starting to come out now, they may go on and officially announce them. I don't know. But again, you know, coolest thing about these is, you know, the figures themselves, again, are pretty much just reissues, but you get the cool Kenner S card backs with these. And there's also rumors that there's a Luke Skywalker in his Snowspeeder / X-Wing outfit. You know, in Empire Strikes Back, the X-Wing or flight suit that he wears is different from the one in A New Hope, mainly because it's the one that he was wearing in the Snowspeeder, and then he went straight to his Snowspeeder to his X-Wing on Hoth. And so the rumors are that there's going to be, I think it might be a store exclusive, I'm not entirely sure, but there, you know, probably that's a figure. And there may be other store exclusives announced for the Empire Strikes Back. You know, this is a big anniversary year for Empire Strikes Back, probably the most popular Star Wars movie. You know, Star Wars fans can't agree on a lot, but everyone generally seems to think that Empire Strikes Back is the best movie of all the Star Wars movies that have been released. So I expect that we're going to see a lot of cool things in the coming year for Empire Strikes Back. Okay, for Marvel, I don't have a whole lot today. It's been pretty quiet on the Marvel front recently, but I did want to bring your attention to that it looks like the Marvel Select Red Hulk figure. This was a figure that was released several years ago. I forget the exact year it was released, but it's been out there for a while. But it looks like it's coming back this time as a Disney Store exclusive. So the figure is now up, available on the Disney UK, Shop Disney UK website. It is not yet listed on the US website. And because this is just essentially a re-release, I don't know for sure that it will be listed here in the US. Generally, the figures, these Marvel figures show up first on the UK website and then on the US website. But again, because these figures have already been released in the U.S., I don't know if 100% if this will be sold in the U.S. Probably will, but I can't say 100%. Now, the only difference I can tell in this Red Hulk figure and the previous one is you notice on the packaging, it's got that Disney logo, which is basically marks it as a Disney Store exclusive. Now, I said figures because they've also on the Disney UK website have put up the Green Hulk, the regular Green Hulk figure. However, that one does not have the Disney Store logo on it, so that one looks more like it's just a straight up re-release than some type of reissue. But not a big difference unless you're like some kind of completist who likes every single variant of a figure. But I just wanted to make you aware that it looks like if you missed out on that figure, it's a good size figure, so even though it's a 7-inch scale figure, you probably could use it with your Marvel Legends. So if you missed out on any of the previous Red Hulks, either the Marvel Legend version or the Marvel Select one, looks like you may have another chance at it. Okay, on the NECA Toys front this week, NECA announced that they're re-releasing their 8-inch retro cloth Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure 2-pack. So I believe, I won't swear to it, but I believe this was originally released as a Shout Factory DVD exclusive. I think. I know it's a reissue. I know that these figures have been out before, but I can't remember exactly how, if it was regular retail or if it was a Shout Factory exclusive. But either way, you are going to have another opportunity to get this set. These figures are 8 inches tall, and again, they have the cloth outfits and everything. It's based on Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter as they appeared in that original movie. Believe it or not, they're actually doing a new Bill and Ted movie, but these figures, of course, are based on their original looks, and they have the guitars and everything. And the packaging, you can take the packaging and basically you can make a phone booth out of it. So that's what you see in the backdrop there. So that set is currently up for pre-order at places like our sponsor Big Bad Toy Store. So if you want to go on and secure yours, you can do so now. NECA just today released final package images for their upcoming online exclusive wave of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Turtle in Time action figures. So these are basically just repainted figures from like the Target exclusive line, only they've been repainted to look like, digitized for the video game. So this is the first wave they're doing, and these are offered basically online. I remember originally they were said to be exactly exclusive online. I don't know if any physical stores will carry these, but you can definitely pre-order. They've been up for pre-order for some time at places like Big Bad Toy Store. So if you want to get these, they shouldn't be that difficult. But the first wave includes Leo, Donnie, a foot soldier, and Slash. And the packaging is made to look like the cabinets from the video game. So, out of the different wave, the movie Turtles, the animated series Turtles, and then the video game Turtles, these are probably my least favorite. But on the flip side of that, they still look pretty good. And these are also probably the easiest to get your hands on. Okay, and then finally, just today, Mezco announced that they're going to be putting up, finally for pre-order, their 112 Collective Michael Keaton Batman figure. So we originally saw this figure on display back last February, almost a year ago at Toy Fair. And so the figure, which is unfortunately being offered as a Mezco exclusive, which means it's going to sell out in seconds, but it will be going up for pre-order on their website tomorrow. Right now, they've only released this one teaser image, but again, we did see this figure on display last year at Toy Fair. So looks pretty good, very much in keeping with Michael Keaton. Would be great if they could do a Joker figure to go along with it, which I doubt they can just because of the Jack Nicholson likeness rights. I don't think anyone's ever going to give us a Joker. I think Hot Toys did it, but that's probably the only company that's going to have gotten away with that, unfortunately. But we are getting the Michael Keaton Batman, and like I said, because it's a Mezco exclusive, I do expect it will sell out in seconds. So you want to probably bookmark the website and make sure you're there the moment it goes up. But otherwise, you're probably going to miss out. Okay, so that's it for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything I talked about. And again, please consider thinking about signing up for the TNI Newsletter if you haven't already. It's really easy to do, and it's just an easy way to get all the latest headlines, especially during a busy time like Toy Fair, where a lot of news will be coming at you pretty fast. So like I said, it's just an easy way to keep track of everything. But as always, like I said, leave a comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.
Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News message boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.